And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next episode, day number 2 of chord removal healing. So I'm looking forward to where we're going to be sharing more in this episode. So we are going to go a little bit deeper into the chord removal healing process, as well as firstly, going to be looking more into the pranic breathing or the rhythmic breathing, as I was talking about in day number 1. So hello everybody, welcome. Thank you again for joining me here today. It's always good to do all of these videos live with all of you, so I can have that live feedback. Always is a great thing. And so tomorrow's class, day number 3, will be happening at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to be starting a half hour earlier because I'm going to be doing New Earth Insights tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. So we're just moving the class a half hour back. And tomorrow's class will probably be about a half hour, 40 minutes in length, because, of course, I have New Earth Insights tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow is the solstice, so we're going to have a special solstice meditation for New Earth Insights as well, too, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. But anyways, this is chord removal healing. This is day number 2. And so we're going to go ahead and get started and move into the whiteboard. So I'll go ahead and pull that up now. Okay. So as I was talking about in yesterday's class as well, too, like I said, we did the introduction. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Did the introduction to the rhythmic breathing. And like I said, I talked about that in last week's New Earth practices. Okay, so it is just the rectangle, right? We are working together with the rectangle here. And as I said, there are the 3 phases, right? Should I quiz you guys on this right now? What are the 3 phases of the rhythmic breathing? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. So, anybody on the chat, able to let me know what the 3 phases of the rhythmic breathing is? Okay, so here's rhythmic breathing. Of course, we have 3 phases. Okay, so anybody got an idea? What are the 3 phases of the rhythmic breathing on the chat? Okay, Dana says 4242. Yep. H. Anderson 4242 6363 848. Yeah, you're missing some numbers there, Anderson. Okay. So, yes, so it's 4242 6363 8484. You got it. Okay. So we want to make sure we get that down. I don't want abbreviations, guys. I know it's hard to write out 4 numbers, and I'm just teasing you. Okay, 6363. Yeah, so please make sure we're not doing any abbreviations with this. We want to make sure that we're saying the 4 numbers. Okay, 4242 6363 8484. Right, so you start off here, and you just get an idea, how does it feel? 4242. It's pretty easy? Yeah, it's pretty easy. Okay, great. So let's go to phase 2. 6363. Is that feeling pretty good? It's pretty good. I think I can do 8484. Great. So we move on to 84. 84, how are you handling it? I feel good with that. Okay. So if you feel like you're just here, you just want to be in phase 1, that's what you feel you can handle, great. Go ahead and do that. Okay, you feel like you're on phase 2, that's all you can handle, that's okay too. Okay, but our goal is really to get to phase 3, 8484. Okay, so don't worry, I won't quiz you guys in the next part here. Okay, so what is the mantra? So we can say perfect life fills me. Okay, so the mantra again is the second stage. Okay, the first stage is I just want you guys to get the rhythm down first. Okay, so this is stage 1. Stage 1 is just getting the breath down. Okay, if we're starting at phase 1 here, 4242. Okay, it's 4, 2, 4, 2. 4-second inhale, 2-second pause, 4-second exhale, 2-second pause. Okay, That's all I want you guys to do first and foremost. I want you to get the rhythm down, okay? So what can really help you to make sure you're getting the seconds down is 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000. Hold. 1 1000, 2 1000. Exhale. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000. You're just saying this in your mind, okay? Hold. 1 1000, 2 1000, okay? I don't want you guys trying to say it out loud because you're obviously going to interrupt the breath, right? 1 1000, 2 1000, 3. It's not going to work. You have to say it in your mind, okay? So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000. Hold. 1 1000, 2 1000. Exhale. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000. Hold. 1 1000, 2 1000. Okay? Whichever phase you're on, this is what you're practicing first. If you're on phase 1 or phase 2 or phase 3, all I want you to do, right, just for, I'd say even just the first day or two, right, is just doing the rhythmic breathing itself, not the mantra. Okay? You're just getting the hang out of doing the seconds, right? Working together with the inhale, the breath, the exhale, and the inhale, the hold, the exhale, the hold. Okay, so that's all I want you guys to do at first. Once you've got that down, now we can go on to stage 2. Okay, and stage 2 is implementing the mantra. Okay, but there's again 2 steps for this one as well too. So if this represents the mantra here, we're putting the mantra here and the mantra here. Okay, perfect life fills me. Hold. 1, 2. Perfect life fills me. So saying every word for every second. Okay, perfect life fills me. Hold again 2 seconds. Okay, 6 3 6 3. Okay, so perfect life fills me. Perfect life fills me. Okay, so when you're doing that 6-second breath, you do the 4 here, and with those remaining 2 seconds, perfect life fills me. Very quickly. Okay, then we again hold 3 seconds, and then we again exhale, doing the exact same thing. Perfect life fills me. Perfect life fills me, and then hold. Okay, 8 4 8 4, much more in rhythm. Okay, perfect life fills me. Perfect life fills me for those 8 seconds. Saying that mantra twice. We exhale. Perfect life fills me. Perfect life fills me. Okay, so the 8 4 8 4 complements this the best, as that's the true rhythmic breathing. Okay, the other 2 are good. They're still do the job, but it's just a lot more easier when you get the 8 4 8 4 breath going. But you got to work your way up to it. Okay, so this is the rhythmic breathing. Like I said, when you get into feeling very comfortable with the mantras here, then we start implementing them in the holding of the breath. Okay, so perfect life fills me. Hold. Perfect life fills me. Exhale. Perfect life fills me. Hold. Perfect life fills me. Okay, so that's stage 2, or that's step 2, I should say. That's step 2 of the second stage. Okay, when we get into working with the mantra. As I was always talking about too, as I was mentioning yesterday, okay, we want to see ourselves at our center. We want to see ourselves as sovereign. We want to see ourselves basically seated on our throne, looking out at creation, okay? Because we are in our God state. We are in our God nature when we are doing this, okay? So, Brad, why do we say perfect life fills me? Because some people get this confused. I had people saying yesterday, is this light? Perfect light fills me? No. It's perfect life fills me. L-I-F-E. Okay? We're not looking at light. We're looking at life. Okay? So like I said, you are the sovereign here. Seated on your throne. Right? You are in your God state. You are the I. Okay? You are the I self. The highest. And that's what you're doing, because you are, again, bringing divine life through you. It's like I said yesterday, right? The prana, the life force, is that pure intelligence, is pure consciousness, okay? And we're bringing that into ourselves. And we're bringing that into ourselves from the highest state because this is working with our magnetic body. Okay? So what we're doing is we are amplifying our magnetic body. We're bringing in a greater strengthening to our magnetic body because this is what's going to help you. I'm not only sharing this for you to do this for chord removal healing, but you're going to be learning this for the upcoming challenges that we're going to be doing here in the next little while. Okay? You're going to be learning how to do some very deep pranic healing. Okay? This goes even beyond BCR, and this goes beyond chord removal healing. Okay? These two are the practical healing techniques that really anybody can do. Okay? Anybody can do BCR technique. Your children can do BCR technique. Okay? Anybody can do chord removal healing. Your children can do chord removal healing. All right? When we're getting into some of the advanced challenges, okay, this is for the intermediates. Okay? So after I do this 10-day challenge of the chord removal healing, the challenges that are going to be coming will have prerequisites. Okay? So you're going to need to do something like this, working together with the rhythmic breathing, to really build up your magnetic. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with God union. Okay? So we're going to learn how to really develop ourselves as a healer on an advanced level. This is something that the yogis would teach you. Okay? This is something that the Tibetan masters would teach you. Okay? So as I'm learning this as well too, because I'm doing the rhythmic breathing every single day as well too, I'm discovering what this is doing, and I always teach through experience, right? I'm never going to teach you guys something that I have not done myself. Okay? Everything that I'm doing here, everything that I'm showing with you guys right now, sharing with you, I've done. Okay? I've experienced it, and I know its effects, and I know its results. Okay? I will never ever teach you anything that I have not done myself. Okay? That's my rule. Simple as that. So it's going to be a little bit more of a time. I'd say the next challenges are probably going to come around closer to the springtime. Okay? So probably closer to March. We'll be moving on to the next challenge after chord removal healing. Okay? Because I want you guys to have a couple of months to start working together with the rhythmic breathing. Okay? So this is basically giving yourself, say January, February, March, about a 3-month investment of time to work with the rhythmic breathing, because that will give you guys just enough so that you can start working together in more of the advanced challenges to come on my channel. Okay? So this is why I'm putting you guys through this. So yes, this really helps with chord removal healing. This helps with BCR as well too. You're going to feel that love energy really strong when you're doing BCR at the same time. Okay? So this is why I'm sharing this with you guys, why it's a very, very powerful technique and practice that we are doing here, so that you can really get good with this, and you will be able to take on the challenges ahead in the future, upcoming, 10-day challenges, 15-day challenges, 30-day challenges, however long I decide to make it. I'm still deciding on that. It'll probably be another 30-day challenge, most likely. But again, that'll be coming up in March. Okay? So, like I said, that is rhythmic breathing. Okay? So we're going to do a very brief run through with the chords, and then we're going to do a CRH demonstration. All right? So, what's the first thing we do? So here's quiz time, guys. What is the first thing we do before we do chord removal healing? Okay? Can anybody tell me that? What's the first thing that we do before we do a chord removal healing session on ourselves? Can anybody remember from yesterday's episode, from day number 1? What's the first thing that we do before we do a chord removal healing practice? Set an intention. You're close, but not quite. Nope, not cleansing breath. Clear out. Nope. What's the first thing we do before we even do a practice? We're talking about breathing. That's part of the practice. Okay? Nope. We're not doing breathing. The chord check. Nope. That's part of the practice. This is pre-practice. What are we doing first? Yes, Dana. Your notebook, guys. You see why I do these quizzes? People forget. Okay. Great job, Dana. Dana gets the gold star today. Excellent. Okay, so I'll use this more as an example. All right. Yes, guys, we have our notebook. We have our notepad. We have our tablet. We have our phone. Okay. So we are writing down how are we feeling physically, emotionally, mentally. Otherwise, why are we doing a session? We're just doing a session for the heck of it? No, I don't think so. So we want to make sure that we have our notebooks handy. Again, our notepads, our tablets, our phones, whatever we're using as our notebook. Like I suggested, see if you can use pen and paper. That's the best. Okay. So we want to work together. How is our physical body feeling? Why else would I be doing the healing work if I didn't have anything to work on? Okay. So with my notebook, I'm writing down, okay, here's the physical body. What is my condition with the physical body? Okay, I got a bit of a backache today, right? I'm feeling like a stiff back, right? Actually, honestly, I do feel a bit of a backache up here, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to work on that together with you guys today too, okay? So there's a brief backache just up here. It's around the area of the cervical, okay? Cervical area of the spine. So I'm going to work on that a little bit, okay? So how am I feeling emotionally? This will be an example. Stressed out. Super stressed out. Super horrible. I've never smiled once. It's unbelievable. Okay? So let's just say stress and tension. Okay? Would be in the emotion. Stress, tension, I would say, okay, can I elaborate that a little bit more? Just feeling overwhelmed, feeling exhausted, right? Feeling irritable, right? So there's a little bit of anger there. Okay, great. So we kind of want to break it down to the 3 core emotional states. And this is even what I'm telling myself, right? So we have anger, we have sadness, we have fear. So we want to try and fit it within those particular categories. Okay? So again, if I'm feeling stressed, okay. Well, what kind of stress am I feeling? Do I want to punch somebody in the face? What's going on here? Yeah, I'm feeling kind of stressed out. I'm feeling tense, just feeling like aggravated. So there's a little bit of anger there. Okay, so that's what we're going to basically put in the category. So we want to break down our emotional states until we get it into one of the 3 here. Anger, fear, sadness. Okay, this is just like BCR. All we're doing, guys, is the BCR protocol here. This is why BCR and chord removal healing work together. They're like cousins. Okay? So, okay, so I'm stressed. Okay, here's tension. Yeah, I'm feeling a little upset. So it would certainly represent the idea of anger. Okay, great. So we want to break it down, right? Is it anger you're feeling? Is it fear? Is it sadness? It really just comes down to those 3 core emotions, okay? So that's what we're doing with our emotional state, okay? So now we'll go into the mental body. Okay, so I've already said through the physical body that I'm working on the cervical spine, cervical, and some of the thoracic as well too, right? And then through the emotional body, I'm working on some anger due to stress, okay? Mental body, well, I said that I was feeling fatigued. Okay. Okay, so I have some fatigue. What is that fatigue coming from? Is it from working too hard? Is it pushing myself way too hard? I just feel like I have all these deadlines I have to meet. Okay, so basically what's happening is we're feeling restrained. Okay. So that's an idea as well too. Mental body has many different concepts to it, but we can also list our traumas, our 3 traumas relating to the mental body as well. Abandonment, rejection, abuse, right? So if I'm feeling restrained, this actually hints at a little bit at rejection. If I don't get this done on time, if I don't get these things finished on time, then this will happen. That's a rejection consequence, okay? So we look at the 3 traumas. Okay, the 3 traumas are quite well fitting in the mental body, but they're also linked to the emotional body, and they're linked to the physical body, but we can use them in the mental body as well too, okay? So the 3 traumas. Okay, 3 traumas are rejection, abuse, abandonment. Okay, those are the 3. So we can again use these. This is fine, like I'm feeling fatigue, so we're kind of tracing it. The reason why we're tracing is we're trying to get to the core of the matter, right? So yes, I'm feeling fatigued. I'm feeling pretty burnt out. I don't feel like I have a break. I don't feel like I can do anything else. I feel like I'm bounded. I'm feeling like I'm just tied up in the ropes here. So I'm feeling restrained. Yeah, so there's that restraining, and there's that feeling of rejection, because if I don't get this done, there's a consequence that's going to make me feel horrible, right? Rejecting myself in that particular way, okay? So that's something we can use in regards to the mental body. Now, again, like I said, you don't have to go too deep with the mental body. It's just a matter of saying what's kind of the core feeling in my mind, right? What are my thoughts? What are my beliefs that's happening right now? Well, I'm feeling restrained. I'm feeling confined. Maybe there is an abuse situation, right? I feel like I'm abused by my parents. I feel like I'm abused by my family. And I'm feeling really down. I'm just feeling really, really upset, right? So that kind of goes into the emotions. But going more into the mental body, I just feel like there's a lot of abuse, okay? So abuse is good. So this is why we often use the 3 traumas to basically interpret the mental body. Are you feeling rejected? Are you feeling rejected because there's a lack of approval in your life? Are you feeling abused because no one understands you and feeling like you're moving into victim consciousness? Are you feeling abandoned because you just feel this great separation consciousness, like nobody understands you, feeling great loneliness? Okay, so this is again what represents those 3 traumas. Okay, I've done videos in the past about the 3 traumas. Okay, there's only 3. So there is. I have not been able to find a 4th one. Okay, so there's other things in regards to the mind, but looking into the 3 traumas, that's what there is. So there's 3 emotional cores, and there's 3 traumas that go all the way up into the mental level. Okay, so that's what we're getting the hang of first, is again using our notepad, our tablet, our phone, to write down, how's my physical body feeling? How's my emotional body feeling? What's the condition of it? How's my mental body feeling? What's the condition of it? And you're just sharing that. And this is why, again, we try to get it down to just a couple of key words. Okay, so here's anger. Like I said, I was working on the spine with the physical body. Okay, that's pretty easy to remember. And again, so rejection. Restrained rejection. Okay, very good. So that's what we're using here. So again, it's very important, guys. That's one of the most crucial steps, is we want to make sure, let's go back up on here. We want to make sure that we are writing down what it is that we want to work on, because that's very important. We have to find out exactly why we're doing this healing. It's super important, okay? So, well, that's another thing as well, too, we have to look at, because Peace is saying, I forgive my mother. Guys, you don't have to forgive anybody, okay? This is what I taught you guys in the BCR technique. Okay, I'll go over this very, very quickly, because I do want to get into chord removal healing here momentarily. You do not have to forgive another person, okay? You are forgiving your emotions that are causing you to feel like there's resentment towards somebody else, okay? That's what we're doing. There's a reason why we do that, because if you go into like a lot of psychological circles, right, if you're looking at therapists and stuff, are you ready to forgive your mother? Are you ready to forgive your father? It works with that in a certain degree, but the reason why I don't focus on that is because that's only a very small piece of the puzzle, okay? If we have a big, gigantic jigsaw puzzle here, and if I say I just have to forgive my mom, I just have to forgive my dad, and if all I'm doing is I'm focusing on that, I am completely ignoring about how I'm feeling inside. I'm completely ignoring about the entire circle of events that surrounds that situation. So if I'm just focusing so much on trying to forgive a person, I'm neglecting everything else, and guess what's going to happen? I'm going to have to come back to this again down the road, because it's not about forgiving another person. You are that other person, okay? You are learning to forgive the emotional trauma that causes you to feel resentment and bitterness and anger and frustration towards somebody else, which means you're more so just angry at the event. You're angry at the outside. That's not going to work, okay? That's a small piece of the jigsaw puzzle that you're just putting your energies on, and you're missing everything else around you here. This is why I say you do not have to forgive another person. Don't do that, okay? So some people say, oh, good, that's a form of relief, Brad. It is. It really is. You don't have to forgive anybody, Okay? We're forgiving the trauma. We're forgiving the emotional hardship surrounding the entire event itself, which includes the people in it. Okay? So when we're completely clear of it, like you guys learn in BCR technique, okay, you're free. You feel great. It's not just my parents. I forgive everything. I forgive the whole thing. I forgive all of this that's happened to me. I see myself in my light. I see myself in my harmony. I see myself in all of this pure love, and I feel wonderful. And I'm commanding the love energy to clear it all out, right? And now you're up here, and all of that debris is now being cleared out. It's like the rain of all of that love is coming in and clearing out that debris in your life. So what you're doing is you're learning how to live above the debris. This is why I say that you're always living at the summit. You're not living in the valley. Okay? So when you go into BCR technique, and chord removal healing does the same thing as well too, similarly. They do different things in their own unique ways, but they're cousins. Okay? So we're not living in the valley. The valley is where the problems are. We're lifting ourselves up to live in the summit. Okay? That's where we are. We want to stay in the summit as often as possible. That's what the BCR technique teaches you. So you are not here to forgive anybody. You're here to forgive yourself. You're here to forgive all of these emotional traumas that you have implanted within yourself because nobody else has done that. This is why you are the only perceiver. As you are the only perceiver, you're the one making your decisions. You're the one giving life meaning. You're the one bringing and attracting in these types of people that create these situations because you are in disharmony with yourself. You are looking at mortal dilemmas. You are working with erroneous thinking. So again, as we think erroneously, because we're letting the ignorance run amok in our life, from the time that we're a child to the time that we're an adult, all of this starts to stack up. So this is why we go into the BCR technique. This is why I say you have a notebook handy. You go through your BCR. You go through your life. And you start writing these things down. I had a problem with my cousin. I had a problem with my ex-girlfriend back in high school. Right? I'm looking at the variance of myself. I'm looking at myself as a 7-year-old variant. I'm looking at myself as a 12-year-old variant. I'm looking at myself as a 16-year-old variant where I had these traumatic situations happen. Great. So all we do is we just focus on the emotion. It's only the emotion. Okay? It's not about the person, place, event, or thing. I want you guys to get that completely out of your mind. It's the same thing with chord removal healing. Okay? We're just focusing on the emotional trauma itself. We're focusing on what it's doing to the physical body. That's why we write it down. We're looking at our emotional state, and we're looking at our mental state. That's it. I don't need to hear your guys' story. I don't need to hear, again, all the drama that's happened, blah, 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 blah. This person did this to me, and I felt so bad, and blah, 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 blah. Let's not get into that. Just look at, okay, what's the event? It was something involving my mom and my dad, and there was a trauma that followed. And every bit of detail is contained in the physical body, emotional body, and mental body. Okay? We don't have to talk out if we don't want to, although talking out can be good, right? There's a time and a place for that, but that's not what we do in BCR, and that's not what we do in chord removal healing. Okay? We are just looking at the energy of the emotion itself. This is what saves you years. Okay? I've known people who have gone to therapists and counselors for over 25 to 30 years, and they're still suffering because they've tried to talk it out, but they're still feeding it. They do BCR technique. Within a couple of weeks, they've healed themselves. Okay? They've done multiple sessions per day. I've gotten people give me emails for that. Like, I just been feeling so much trauma when I was doing the EQ method, right? The first version of the EQ method, which is where BCR technique was stemmed from. I've had people, I did 1 or 2 sessions with them, and they had 20, 30, 40 years of traumas that they were trying to talk out through their therapists and through their counselors. They couldn't do it. They said, "Brad, this is I don't know. I don't have too much hope for this." So I'm hoping EQ method does well, right? And we did 1 or 2 sessions. They were feeling great. They were able to lift all of that out, and I was getting just constant praise from them, from their emails, saying, "Oh my God, Brad, I never thought I could clear this out. Now I know. I do the EQ method. I do the BCR technique. and now it's healed me. That's it. We don't focus on the person. We do not focus on the person, place, event, or thing. Okay, we just use that as a brief kind of acknowledgement for our physical, mental, and emotional bodies to be worked on, because we're focusing on the energy. That's the important part here. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, so let's go into chord removal healing now. Like I said, you have your notepad here. So we're writing down, how am I feeling physically? How am I feeling emotionally? How am I feeling mentally? So make sure you have that down now. Yeah, Carlos says, aha, so we don't cut the emotional cord with people, but we cut our negative emotions of the event involving others. We soften them. We soften those cords, and we cut them. When you're cutting a cord, there's no negativity to it, or there's hardly any at all. This is why we do the chord check. Okay, so that's what we're going to get into here in just a moment. But that's very important as well, too, at the same time. Okay, so yes, it is involving working with the chords. And as I've said previously, I was saying this a couple days ago to somebody who says, yeah, I just want to cut out the cords of this bully in my life or the aggressor. Don't ever do that. Okay, that's very irresponsible. We never, ever cut another person's cord. That, again, would represent the idea of an aggressor. Okay? That's not the way. That's saying that, oh, yeah, I'm completely innocent to this whole situation, and here's the aggressor, and I'm just going to cut out his cords. No. We do not do that. You're just going to get yourself into a big mess, and you're going to give yourself a rebound. Okay? Do you guys know what a rebound is? Okay, it's basically when you're doing something erroneous, and it hits right back at you. It reflects, it ricochets right back upon you. It basically creates a misery algorithm, because that's the problem. One who becomes very heavily ignorant, who thinks that they're doing a good thing, but doesn't really know what they're doing, basically has that energy ricochet back upon them. Okay, so that's what we call a rebound. And that's where a person just starts attracting all this misery, because they are missing the point. They're completely missing that they are at fault here. They're responsible. You are responsible for your bullies and your aggressors in your life. You attracted them. A victim attracts an aggressor. An aggressor attracts a victim. As long as we play either one of those sides, you're just playing ping pong, back and forth, years and years and years. I've met so many people like that. Oh, Brad, I was the victim. I was the victim. He was wrong. He was the bully. He was the idiot. Well, look at how you are right now. You're casting blame. You're shouting everything about this person. You're saying how horrible they are. You're throwing all this stuff. You're the aggressor and the victim. And the aggressor tries to defend themselves because they try to act like the victim. Okay? Everybody wants to play the victim role, because then I get sympathy. If I just say I'm a flat-out aggressor, well, I'm not going to get any sympathy. But if I play the victim, I'll get all this sympathy. I'll get all these people feeling sorry for me, and then I'll feel special. Right? And it becomes a drug, and you become a junkie. Okay? So don't be a victim junkie. Don't be a victim addict, because that's what it is. It's an addiction. People want sympathy. They want to receive praise from people, because I'll play the victim. And here's my ex-husband, or here's my ex-wife, and they did all these horrible things to me. My God, are they evil? They're a narcissist, and they're terrible, and they're doing this, blah, 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 blah. Look what you're becoming. Look what you're doing. You're the aggressor. No, Brad, I'm the victim. Doesn't matter. Okay? Here's the victim. Here's the aggressor. You're on even ground. None of you are higher than another. It's the same thing. The victim and the aggressor are both sides of the coin. And so many people play that game of the victim and aggressor. So what do? You come into the middle, right? You toss the coin away. You say, I'm not playing the victim, and I'm not playing the aggressor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the forgiver. There you go. I'm going to forgive all of the problems that I'm feeling emotionally inside happening to me and clearing them out. Now you got it. Now you've made peace with the entire situation, because you've cleared out the core source of the situation. Okay? Even psychologists don't know this yet. Okay? I'm surprised. I've never gotten a degree in psychology or anything like that, but I talk to spirit, right? And spirit is much more wiser than any form of psychology. He said that's not the answer. It's not the idea of trying to play a blame game. It's not about the idea of trying to pump people with drugs. It's not about the idea of just having to constantly talk this out. There's a time and a place to talk these things out. It's good. You do that on your own time. But when you're doing this, we're working with the energy itself. Okay? So, don't play with the two sides of the coin, the victim and the aggressor. It's a no-win situation. I've met people who have been playing that game for so many years. I used to play that game as well, too, with my ex-wife, right? For a couple of years until I was able to forgive it, right? So again, people will spend their years. So this all happened to me all the way back when I was 17 years old. And how old do you know? I'm 75. And you're still feeling the victim aggressor. Oh yeah, yep. I'm still playing the victim. I'm still feeling the aggressor. Oh my God, that's a long time. Okay? That's what this does. It turns you into a junkie, right? It's a victim junkie. It's that sympathetic addiction. And that's a poison. Okay? When you're looking to have sympathy from somebody else, you just want that sympathy because it's just something you feel that you crave, you're a drug addict, right? That sympathy for emotion, that sympathy for being praised is a drug. Okay? Why do you think there's entity attachments around people? Because again, entities are wanting that. So yeah, get emotional. It's all this person's fault. So we can suck all that energy out of you. So you can constantly play a victim. Because now we're being fed, and that's where you're creating the stink. And you're creating that foul odor for entities to come in and start sucking out your energy, start sucking on your emotions. Because you're constantly playing victim mentality. You're a victim junkie. You're a sympathetic drug addict. And so the entities come in and say, hey, this guy's giving off a free meal. Plug, 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 plug. Everywhere there's that sympathy, there's plugs. There's chords. And now the entities are suckling off you like, again, a baby to their new mother. Okay? This is why entity attachments happen. It's emotionally activated. Okay? And they sniff you out. I smell a victim. I smell someone who's just ripe with all this energy. Hey guys, come on, bring about 5 or 6 others with me. Attach, 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 attach. And they come in. And now they start giving you telepathic thoughts. And they start telling you, come on, hey, that person was wrong. He's the evil one here. He's the narcissist. You just keep going ahead and you keep blaming them, right? He's wrong for doing that. And they mistaken themselves as your own conscience. But it's just the ego representing them. This is what I've referred to as disruptors. Okay? So what they do, they find victims and they attach to them. And they find aggressors and they attach to them. And they're just sucking out their energy. And they're telepathically telling you, come on, get more angry, get more sad, get more fearful. We're hungry. Okay? So, when we start clearing out all of those chords representing emotional attachments, our mental situation, physical situation, all of that starts to go, the entities go too. Okay? Because now you've cut off their feeding. They have nothing to feed off of anymore. And there are so many people that have had these entity attachments and they say, Brad, I don't know what to do. It's quite simple. Cut off the flow to what they need within you. Because you're constantly playing a victim game. Or you're constantly being the aggressor. So, victim-aggressor. As long as you have that, you are a feeding ground for them. And they smell you out. It's like how a fly smells a dead carcass a mile away. Come right to it. Okay? Same thing with these entities. There's a human who's in victim consciousness. Oh, good. Here's a feeding for us. This is going to be delicious. Okay? That's how they work, and they will often come in droves to do it. You'll basically have pairs of 7. Okay? You have pairs of 7 entities, quite commonly. Not always. Could be 1 or 2. But quite commonly, it could be about 7 entities coming together and just linking together. Right? Sets of 7. And they all just link off in different degrees of emotions, right? So if you have a lot of anger, you have a lot of jealousy, you have a lot of hatred, you have a lot of fear, you have a lot of sadness, right? You have a lot of anxiety, you have a lot of panic. Well, then there's different entities, 1 and maybe 6 more, that come in and attach themselves to the body, okay? And they are, again, being these disruptors. They are telling you everything. And some people say, Brad, I used to have like really profound psychic ability, and now I just feel like I'm constantly blocked. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Entity attachment, okay? You are being dismayed. You're being disrupted, okay? So for all of you psychics out there who said, Brad, I used to have really, really strong psychic abilities, and now I feel blocked. Yeah, that's probably because of entity attachments. That's probably because of disruptors. Because you are not aware of your emotional state. So what do I say those people do? BCR technique and now chord removal healing. Okay? This is very important for you guys to remember this. Okay? Because I've worked with many people over the years. This is common. Okay? And then I take them through something like the BCR, something like the EQ method, and afterwards they feel great. They feel right as rain. But again, remember, we can always bring those things back. So what I really try to teach them is saying, stop trying to go into that energy because you're just inviting it back again. When I put you up here in the summit, I want you to stay up here. I don't want you going back down to the valley again. Okay? So that's very important that we have to remember that. Okay? Okay. Peace says, it is addiction, emotional addiction. Well, it's all addiction. It's all addiction, right? Emotions, the idea of wanting sympathy from somebody, the idea of wanting to be accepted, because the reason is that many people just feel rejected. That's the trauma. The trauma is rejection. I want approval. I want praise. I want sympathy. You're a junkie. Okay? It's just the idea, because you want this, you want this, you want this. Right? We do want emotional support, and that's not what I'm talking about. It's absolutely good to have emotional support. It is absolutely good to have encouragement, but I'm talking about the people who are really wanting that, really craving that. It's an addiction. It's a drug. Okay? People treat sympathy like a drug. Right? If we do something very kind for a person and they say, oh, thank you very much, we feel nice about that. That's great, right? Or if we're having a bit of a difficult time and saying, guys, I just need some advice on this situation, and you're getting some advice and you're thankful for that, that's great. Now, that's not what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about people who crave that because they're aggressive unless they have that feeding. Because it's not even them talking. It's their disruptors. It's the emotional, it's the entity attachments, okay? Those are the ones that are basically just taking them over, and now they just start being really aggressive, and they're just craving for attention, and they're craving for all this stuff, and they will say anything to try and get that attention. And that's where the addiction is. So the only way we can nip it in the bud is when we work with the emotional body. Physical, emotional, mental. Okay? Let's get into questions here in a little bit. Save your questions for now. Let's get into chord removal healing. Okay? So we have our stuff written down now. Very good. So now we're going to begin. We're going to start off firstly, taking some deep breaths in and out. Just some deep cleansing breaths. Okay, and here's an option for you guys as well too. After doing the deep cleansing breaths, heart rate variability. Okay, if you want to get into that, you certainly can. That's a recommendation. It's not a requirement for CRH, okay, because we're really just working on the chords. But one of the things I'd recommend is if you really want to get yourself centered, you would do the breath work of BCR first, okay? So again, deep cleansing breaths, phase 1 breath, phase 2 breath going into heart rate variability, okay? Just like you learned from the BCR technique 30-day challenge, okay? So heart rate variability, 4 seconds into the nose, 6 seconds out to the nose. If you can do more breath, add more seconds. Make sure you give an extra 2 seconds for your exhaling breath, okay? So okay, no pauses in between, just a straight flowing of inhale and exhale, making that exhale at least 2 seconds longer than your inhale. Okay, so we may want to do that for a few minutes. Okay, that's bringing ourselves into what? True meditation. We're going into true meditation because we're moving into the subtle state. We're moving into low idle. But the CRH isn't really a meditation. It's an inner practice, but I wouldn't really call it a meditation. BCR is more of a meditation. Okay, CRH is just more of an inner practice. But I'd certainly recommend going into a meditative state for CRH, because again, that will just help you get in a much more relaxed state. And for some, it will actually help you to feel out the chords a lot more. Okay, so if you're coming in and you're just doing deep cleansing breaths, great. Okay, and then you're trying to feel out the chords. So, yeah, Brad, I don't feel the chord. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to go into heart rate variability. I also want you to continue to practice with the rhythmic breathing. Okay, so practice rhythmic breathing, number 1. Number 2, go into heart rate variability. Okay, and do that 5-10 minutes. Okay, now you start going into a low idle state, and you may feel those chords better. Okay, but as you do the rhythmic breathing, now you're going to start, again, exercising your magnetic body, so you will start to feel energy a lot more stronger. Like I said, if you guys are able to do, how many sessions per day do we do the rhythmic breathing, guys? Here's a quiz. How many sessions per day do we do out of the rhythmic breathing? Does anybody remember? Two. Yep. 2 at least. You got it. Okay. So the most important thing, guys, is, like I said, you're doing this work yourself. Okay? You're doing the chord removal healing, just as we demonstrated yesterday. How is it working for you? If it's working really, really good, that's your sign. Right? This is not about me coming in and healing you guys. This is about me giving you guys a technique so that you can use, you're putting it into work, and you're seeing the results of it. Okay? I personally use chord removal healing. I personally use BCR. Okay? Breathwork, calmness, reinforcement. It's in my playlists of my YouTube channel. Okay? Please remember that. I'm also making a website for BCR technique as well too. That will be ready by the new year. Okay? So, your healing is always in your own hands, guys. Please remember that. It's not for anybody else here to heal you. It's for me to show you this technique so that you can see for yourself what this can do for you. Okay? So, now that we've done the magnetic breathing, and we've done some HRV, heart rate variability, okay? We've done that for a few minutes. Now, we grab the chord. Now, where do we grab the chords? Okay? We always grab the chords in the heart center. Okay? We do not grab it anywhere else. Okay? If there's a problem with my knee, I'm not going to a knee chord. Okay? I'm going to a heart chord. So everything stays within the heart chord. Yes, guys, I got your answer. 2, 2, 2, 2. Like 20 of you are saying 2 now. I get it, guys. I already said you're right. Okay? So relax. Okay? So yes, 2 sessions per day of the rhythmic breathing. Okay? So like I said, doing it morning, evening, good idea. All right? So like I said, we're grabbing a chord here in the heart. Okay? So as soon as we grab that chord, it doesn't matter where around the heart you grab it, you just grab it. Just grab it by the heart area. Okay? And that's the chord that we're working on. So as soon as we grab that chord is assigned with all of the physical, mental, and emotional areas you want to work with. Okay? So like I said, 1 element out of each body. Okay? 1 element out of the physical, 1 element out of the emotional, 1 element out of the emotional. Okay? So we're grabbing a hold of that chord right now. Okay? And we just know that. We know that completely subconsciously. As soon as I grab this chord, it's based upon the areas that I want to work on today, instantly. Okay? So now we've grabbed a hold of that chord. What do we do now? We test the chord. We're doing a chord check. Okay? So I'm going to move it up and down, left and right. Up and down, left and right. Okay? Whatever my situation is with my neck, it's hardly anything at all. I can just do this right now. Okay, that was just, like I said, a little bit of a tingle in my neck. It's pretty much already gone now. So that's it. So like I said, you're testing your chord. You're checking it. Okay. So remember, we're looking at 3 different levels that represents the chord in regards to its integrity. Now here's a quiz again for you guys once again. Okay. Do we cut a chord that is immensely strong? Yes or no? No. Very good. No, 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 no. That's right. We do not cut a chord that is strong. Okay. That's, first of all, you're not going to really be able to cut it. It's just going to grow back again. Secondly, I've had some people who've said that they've cut chords that were strong and they basically had a backlash happen to them. They basically got hit with this overwhelming amount of emotion. So we don't do that, okay? Because they try and bring Archangel Michael in. They try and get Archangel Michael to cut the chord, and they may just feel like this. It's like a short circuit. It's like kind of, if you have a live wire here and you're cutting it, right? Now you're getting all these sparks flying everywhere. Well, that's kind of the reciprocation of that, right? People have had emotional shock because they've prematurely cut chords. You don't ever do that, okay? So second quiz here. Do we cut a chord that's mildly strong, that we can move around a little bit? Do we just go ahead and cut that chord? Okay, yep, Doris answered the question. No, it must be loose. You got it. That's right. So we don't cut a strong chord, and we don't cut a mildly strong chord. Okay, so if we're able to move it, again, if you're watching my hand here, okay, this would be the idea of a mild chord, mildly strong chord. Okay, so it kind of moves up maybe about 1.5 inches, side to side, up and down. Okay, so we do not cut that chord either. So we go into the flimsy chord. We go into the wet spaghetti noodle. Okay, up and down, left and right. It's like we're just whirling it around like it's a loose shoestring. Okay, you can easily cut those. Okay, so this again is where you're just testing yourself. It's a type of kinesiology that we're doing here. Okay, it's not exact kinesiology, but it's a type. Right, this is where we're feeling the energetic of it. Okay, and so if I feel like I have this heavy emotion, I'm stressed out, I'm just going completely bonkers here with so much anger. My neck's sore, my back's sore, right? I feel restrained, I feel confined in the mental body. Well, then it feels like a steel cable here. Okay, so again, that's the very first thing we do after we do the breathing exercises. Okay, we grab the chord and we do a chord check. Okay, as soon as we grab that chord check, it is immediately assigned to the areas that we're looking to clear away. Okay, you do not need to remind it of that. It already knows. That's how intelligent energy is. All right. So, okay, I have a very, very strong chord here in the heart. I'm trying to move it around. I can't make it budge. It's as strong as a steel cord. Okay, so now we go to the next step. We place our opposite hand upon the center of our chest, and we see the white ball there. Okay, so this is where we're taking an aspect out of black ball, white ball. Right, so we have a white ball contained in the center of our chest. And now we may want to still do some breathing techniques. We may still want to do some heart rate variability to get ourselves into that low idle subtle state, because now we're going to go ahead and we're going to reinforce energy, just like BCR. Okay, so you may want to take a couple of moments here, a few moments, maybe a couple of minutes. Okay, and we're going in, and I want you just to kind of imagine yourself in the opposite state. Okay, there's one of 2 ways that we can do this, is being able to see the mirror effect. This is why I say you're imagining yourself, you're getting out of your bed, you're walking to your bathroom, you look in the mirror, and you see the opposite of what you're going through relating to suffering. Okay, you look into your eyes and everything feels clear. Okay, Brad, I'm feeling really, really angry. Well, what's the opposite of anger? It's joyfulness. It's happiness. Great. So I want you to feel happiness and joy in that mirror. Okay. All right, I got this really bad tingling sensation in my back. It feels very uncomfortable. My back's very sore. Okay. What's the opposite of that feeling? Oh, my back feels completely in harmony. It's exactly what I want you to see in the mirror. Okay? Oh, Brad, I'm feeling really, really confined in the mind. I'm feeling very restrained. I'm feeling really down. I feel like I'm just confined. I feel like I'm in a prison. Okay? What's the opposite of that? Oh, I'm free. I'm just able to go wherever I want and do whatever I want. Okay, that's what I want you to see in the mirror. Okay? So those three things that I just shared with you, that's what you're seeing in the mirror. And you're looking into your eyes, and you see that now. I can see a version of myself. I see a variant of me completely happy and joyful. I see a variant of me, the complete and total happy, healthy spine. I can see a variant of me that's completely free, boundless, completely untied to anything. And I feel like I can just sail up in the sky and I can go and do anything. That's it. I want you to focus on that. That's your entire world right now. Okay? Nothing else in your world exists but those particular feelings. And that's what we're reinforcing into ourselves right now. And we do that through the inhale and the exhale. And what do we do as well too? What's the important step? How do we know that's coming through? We smile. You got it. Okay? This is not a smile. You'd be amazed of how many people I've seen. They say, right, guys, go ahead and smile. Trying to light that fireball, right? Okay? Remember that smile. So as you're breathing, you smile. And you feel that white ball getting filled with that love energy. Okay? So this is BCR technique towards with the chord removal. Okay? This is BCR and the white ball. Okay? Yes, yes, yes. Okay? And the ball now feels 100% full. It's full with that white light of pure divine energy. Okay? So now that we have the white light, now that we have the ball completely full, we still have the chord here, right? So again, I'm using the opposite hand. That's holding my chest. That's monitoring all the love energy coming into the white ball. Okay? And I still have my hand here with the chord, right here by the heart. Okay? Now I start intending, just through a thought, to send that love energy through the chord that I'm holding. Send the love energy through the chord that I'm holding, like a current. And all I'm doing is just taking deep breaths in, deep breaths out, all through the nose, okay? And watch my hand, right? Watch how it drops. It's dropping. Okay, that's my body naturally reacting to the current. Okay, you'll just feel like your hand wants to drop. You let it drop. Don't try and keep it up. Okay, you'll just feel like your hand just drops, like you're holding a wet noodle. Okay, so remember that drop. Don't try and just, oh no, I don't know. No, be very loose with your grip. Right, you're tight here. Your thumb and your index fingers here are tight, but your hand is loose. So now you notice that the chord drops. Okay. Now you may want to fling around that chord. Is it loose? Yeah, it looks pretty loose to me. Okay, that's pretty loose. Good. So as soon as it's loose, what do? We take the other hand. It's a blade. We cut. Okay. What am I doing now? Why am I putting my hand off to the side? Why am I doing that? Here's a quiz, guys. Why am I doing this? Okay. Who am I handing it off to? The quiz question. I cut the cord. I'm just handing it off over here by the side. Who am I handing it to? Spirit. Yes. Your spirit, higher self, God, creator. Okay? The divine. Spirit, take care of this. Clear it away. Let it be done. Okay? Spirit, take care of this. Take it away. let it be done. Okay? I can even say that in the mind if I want to. Here you go. Spirit, take care of it. It's all done. Let it be done. Good. Spirit takes care of it because it's just an etheric chord. And now that we've cut that chord out, what do we do next? Well, we grab a new chord. And this chord is just a neutralized chord. So again, I'm grabbing it just like this. Watch what I'm doing. Okay, just a little pinch. And I'm raveling it out and putting it right into the heart. Okay, it's like I'm just grabbing a piece of fishing wire. I'm just pulling it out, putting it right in the heart. Okay, and it's connected there. And I'm feeling it there. Now this is just a neutral chord. It's hollow. Okay, there's no energy running through it yet. So there's no energy running through it until, again, I have my hand here on the white ball, and I'm again pumping all of that current of the love energy directly into this new chord. And now I can feel it fusing. Now I can feel it strong. It's like a steel cable. Okay. The chord is now nice and tight. I have completed my chord removal healing. Okay. So some may ask, well, Brad, what about all that love energy that's contained in the center? You can command it. Okay. So if you want that love energy to stay, and just say, love energy, just keep yourself here, stay stored in my body, it will do so. This is, again, where we're going back to BCR technique. Okay. If you guys have not checked out the BCR technique, please do so. Okay. On my YouTube channel, you go to playlists. Okay. Under playlists, you will see BCR technique 30-day challenge. Watch that playlist. Okay? This is good because now you know about these things when I'm talking. I'll just go ahead and do what I said in BCR. Oh, Brad, I haven't seen BCR yet. Well, now's your chance. Okay? So now you're aware. You're talking to the love energy. Just like in BCR technique where we're talking to the love energy, we may have a love energy entity. Okay, we're talking about that. What would you like me to do with this love energy? Do I have another session with chord removal that I'd like to do? Yeah, so just keep it here. Okay, just keep it here. And then I'm going to do a second work now. So now I have a second element on my emotional body. Here's something else. And I have a second element on my physical body, and I have a second element here on my mental body. So I'm going to clear that out. Someone may say, well, Brad, what if you have like 2 things in your physical body and just 1 thing with your emotional body and 2 things with your mental body? Okay. Well, then you just keep going through the elements as they exist. If you only have 1 emotion here, and that's already crossed off, go to the mental body. Okay. And go to that second area and cross that off. And go to the physical body and cross that off. Okay. But odds are it's mostly that the mental body and the physical body, that extra element, are already linked to that 1 emotion. So you may start to do the chord check, and you may notice that it's pretty flimsy. Okay. So for example, if we have 2 physical body conflicts, we have 1 emotional conflict, and we have 2 mental body conflicts. Okay. But we've already done that emotional healing through the chord removal here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a check. Okay, well, here's the second part. Okay, a headache. And here's the idea of feeling abandonment, feeling lonely. Okay, and that's the second thing. So now I'm going to that chord, and I'm checking now. How is it? Wow, it's really flimsy. Do I even feel alone anymore? No, not really. Is that headache still there? No, it's pretty much gone. Cut the chord because it's weak. Spirit, take care of it. Okay. So with spirit taking care of it, again, we always plug in another chord. Okay? We don't just cut a chord and then that's it. Okay? So we hand it off to spirit. Spirit, take care of it. Let it be done. I reach forward. I grab a hold of another chord. I put it in there. I run the love energy through. Okay? If I don't have my ball in there yet, then I want to make sure I put my ball in my chest. Okay? I want to make sure I'm running the love energy through. Okay? So we want to make sure we have that love energy because when we're putting a new chord in, that white ball needs to be there, and it needs to be filled with that love energy. So that's what I just go ahead and do. So I've already cut the chord. I'm just going to bring the new chord in, and now I have the love energy ball right here. Now I'm going to spend time in the mirror. Okay? How does it feel not having a headache? It feels wonderful, right? Make your body just feel amazing. So I'm reinforcing that love energy into the white ball. Hey, how does it feel to be free of all the emotional states? Wonderful, great. Put that into the ball. Okay, all nose breathing. Inhale, exhale. All nose breathing. Inhale, exhale. So we just want to make sure we have that. So like I said from the very beginning, guys, if you notice that a chord is very flimsy based on a situation, you know it's there. You can cut it right away. Hand it off to Spirit. Spirit, take care of it. Grab another cord. Plug it into your heart. Get the white ball full. Okay, once the white ball is full, run the current through the new cord. Make sure it's as strong as a steel cable. Okay, or like a finely tuned guitar string. Okay, very simple. Well, Brad, what about entity attachments? What about entities? Like I said, the only reason entity attachments are around you is because you're feeding them. Okay, when you cut off that emotional cord, you don't have them feeding anymore. So here's what you can do even afterwards for a second reinforcement. Okay, so what I'm about to teach you guys right now is what you do for entity attachments. Okay, so let's say again we had an emotional cord here, right? So we were playing victim in that way. We were feeling sad, we were feeling fearful, we were feeling angry. Okay, and we did 3 sessions. We cut off every one of those cords. We did the fear one first, we did the anger one second, we did the sadness one third. Okay, so we cleared all of that out. Great. I did 3 sessions of the cord removal healing right now. So what can I do, Brad, now in finality, now that I've cleared all the cords, to clear away those entities? Okay, so here's what we do. Placing your hands upon the center of your chest, breathe in God light. Okay, so you're basically just feeling the God light coming in here now. Remember, like I said, there's like a pillar, and you're just taking in all of that light, and I want you to fill your body from the toes all the way up to the top of the head with this light. Okay, so this is the cosmic light that we're bringing into ourselves. Okay, just a cosmic light. It's a nice soft white light. It's almost kind of like a mist. Okay, and we're just bringing that kind of mist-like white light just up through the entire body until it fills us with the top of the head. Okay, now that we have all of that light filled together within our body, we're now just radiating it. We're radiating it. So as we inhale, we fill. So do a very slow inhaling breath as you can, starting off from the bottom of your feet all the way up to the top of your head. 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever you feel you can do, okay? Okay, that pure cosmic light, that pure cosmic mist is now inside your body. Exhale, and you're pushing that energy out. You're pushing that energy out. You're pushing that energy out. Exhale. And we do this 3 times. Okay? Inhale from the bottom of your feet all the way up to the top of your head, feeling all of that pure spirit light. You can even use your hands as a physical motion, pushing it out nice and soft. You're not doing this. We're not doing that. Okay? Very gentle exhale through the nose. Okay? Coming back again. Okay. Now I can say a blessing to Spirit. Spirit, may my entire environment be clear of anything unnatural. May my entire space be clear of anything that is conflicting. Purify my environment, purify my space, purify my soul. It is done. Okay? And that's it. So we're coming into our center. Okay, this is like I was saying before. You want to make sure that you're coming directly into your center. And again, you see yourself on the throne. You are sovereign here. Okay? So when we're talking to God, we're talking to ourselves. We're talking to the God within ourselves. We're talking to our parent within ourselves. Okay? So we have both of our hands here, and we're filling up. Again, it's that kind of soft light. It's a soft mist kind of light. Okay? Going all the way up to the top. And we're slowly pushing it out with soft breath. Then we come back, filling it to the top of the head, slowly pushing it out. And one more time. Divine Spirit, let my entire environment be clear of anything unnatural. Divine Spirit, let my divine space be free of anything conflicting. Divine space, let my soul be pure. Let it be done. It is so. Okay. Simple prayer. We're just ensuring that our environment, our space, our soul is clear. It's pure. It's free of anything unnatural. It's free of anything conflicting. It's free of anything that is dirty, that is unclean. Okay? We're clearing all that out. So you're doing this in your I am presence. Okay? That's what we do. That's how we clear out all of these entity attachments. Like I said, the only reason an entity is attached to you is because there's something emotional that it's holding on to, right? I've had people with very deep entity attachments and so, well, Brad, this is more than just the idea of a feeding. This is something that I feel like I've been contracted to. Yes. Some of it can be the idea of false matrix grids. Some of them can hijack bodies as well too. But again, they're still chords, right? So we're still just looking at these chords that represent how we feel right now. We basically take the entire essence of that feeling of being hijacked and we put it into a chord, okay? So that feeling of hijack, which again will often bring about a lot of fear, a lot of concern, a lot of sadness, okay? We're being aware of how our physical body feels, okay? Maybe our back is sore, maybe we're getting headaches, okay? Whatever it may be. And our mental body, right? Feeling confined, feeling like a victim pertaining to this, right? So rejection, abuse, right? Feeling that in the mental body. And again, all we're doing is we're softening the chord, just as you guys have seen here today. So this will work, okay? If you guys have more advanced problems, you can always reach me, or you can always talk to my fiance Kelly as well too, because she's really, really good at removing a lot of this stuff, okay? She's an excellent entity attachment remover, okay? So, and I help out as I can, but like I said, I'm pretty much booked up till February right now. But I'll help out when I can, in the best way I can. So keep working with BCR technique. We still got a lot of stuff to cover. So BCR technique and chord removal healing. We still have a lot to cover throughout these 10 days as well too, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and take a moment just to see if there's any questions, and then we're going to wrap up. I went kind of long today. I'm usually very good at making long live streams. Okay. Let me just go through the list here. Got a lot of comments here. I'll just see if I can point out some questions here as I see them. Okay. Yeah, Pauline asks, can we do entity attachments regularly? What, you mean like clearing them out? Yeah, as long as you have them. Right? If you don't have them, you don't need to keep working with them. But you're working with the chord removal healing, like BCR technique will clear out entities as well too. Okay? So we're working out with the BCR technique, and you're commanding the love energy to clear out entities. Okay? So you can again use the chord removal to cut the cord. Okay? So again, some people just have preference, right? So I may like this technique more, I may like this technique more. There's no prerequisite for chord removal healing, okay? Anybody can do it. This is why I'm teaching it to you guys firsthand. So BCR technique, chord removal healing, anybody can do these two techniques. Your kids can do them, okay? Remember, as I was saying yesterday, for those of you who are here, who watched day number 1, to teach this to your kids, okay? If you guys want to develop superpowers, this is the closest thing you're going to get to it. Okay, you start working with that pranic breathing. You start working with rhythmic breathing. You work with the magnetic body, right? You start working together with BCR. You start working with that love energy. You start working with your chords. You start cutting out your chords. You start cutting out a timeline. And now you bring a new timeline together with yourself. It's also, as I said yesterday, like I said, for somebody, for example, who may have like a tumor in their body, saying, Brad, as soon as I cut this cord, is that tumor going to be gone? No. No, it's still going to be there. But you're cutting off the feeding of that tumor to try and making it worse. So now you're working together through meditation, you're working together through natural remedies to help and remedy that tumor altogether. So what you're doing is you're cutting off the source of energy that's trying to make that tumor worse, right? So now that you're completely at harmony with it, you can now start doing some natural remedies to clearing it out, right? There are other things that we can do, but that's a little bit more advanced, okay? Like I said, one example is yogic trance, okay? Going into a trance where the ego is completely out of the picture and seeing that entire tumor removed, tumor dissolved altogether. Another one is, like I said, doing spirit surgery. Okay, so I was talking yesterday that I also had a tumor as well too, not too long ago. It was a couple years ago. I'll stand up here, and it was right here. It was in this area. I even have a photo of myself when I had that little lump, kind of like a lump tumor. And I was in Japan at the time, and I just said, you know what, it's time for this to come out. It's time for this. I don't know how I'm going to get this out, but I need to get this out altogether. It's got to come out. It's time for that to happen now. So all I did is I just said a prayer to Spirit. I said, Spirit, clear out this lump in my abdomen. Let it be done. Okay? And I said, apply. And as I was in Japan, my belly got, the area of my abdomen got very, very red. It was turning really, really red. I said, what's going on? It must be healing work. Healing work must be happening. And it got really, really red. And it was about 5 weeks later. And what is happening is that part of my abdomen was opening up like this. All the blood was being drained out of that particular area of the abdomen. And then my abdomen was opening up like this, so that I could then therefore take out the lump itself. And it was a big thing. It was like this. Okay, it was huge. So it was taken out, and then I just kind of took care of it, bandaged the area. And then after 4 weeks, that closure went like this again. And so I have a scar right here. I can feel kind of a thick scar tissue around that area right now. But it's lump free. Okay, it's tumor free. Whether it's a tumor, whether it's a lump, I don't know. I didn't go to the doctor to get it checked out. I trusted Spirit to take care of it, and Spirit did. So within a totality of 9 weeks, that lump was removed from my abdomen, and the wound was sealed back. Okay, it's incredible. It took 9 weeks, but that's exactly what happened. And I felt so much better when that happened. I was so full of relief because this thing was just big, and it was like the size of like one of those large multivitamin pills. It was really, really big. It was right in the abdomen there. I just kept feeling, I said, what is this? What is this? I had that since I was a kid, right? It was very, very young, and I had that, but it was not as big. And it just started to grow a little bit more. And I said, okay, it's time for this thing to come out. And so again, I told Spirit, clear it out, take care of it. Right? I just left it to Spirit. I left it in Spirit's hands. Spirit opened it up. I took it out, sealed it back up. After 9 weeks, good as new. Okay? No physical surgery required. No doctors required. Okay? That is how much I trust Spirit. So, this is all coming down to your faith. This is all coming down to how deeply you trust the infinite. How deeply do you trust God? How deeply do you trust the permanence? Okay? I trust it completely. If I didn't, this would not have happened. Okay? That's where I come from, right? Yes, I see God. Yes, I know God. Yes, I say God. Okay? Some of you don't like it when I say God, but I don't care. Okay? I am God. I am the Father. The Father and I are one. Okay? I understand exactly what Jesus was saying all those years ago when he was sharing this. This is why I've gone into a lot more of the non-dual teachings. This is why I decided to hang up channeling, because it was time to go into the non-dual. It was time to go into spirit abidance. It was time to go into spirit union, into God union. And that's what I'm still continuing to do to this day. That's why I'm getting this amazing flurry of information constantly coming through, because Spirit is constantly talking to me. Way more than Adronis was. Okay? Adronis had some good information. I love the guy. Okay? But he was a proxy. So again, I just outgrew it. I outgrew the nature of channeling. And he even agreed. He said, yeah, it's time to hang this up. It's time to go. I don't need to be here anymore. Right? And so he went, and now here I am, just talking to Spirit. I am Spirit. And all this information is flowing through. This is why I'm doing 3 live streams a week. There's a lot of stuff to share with you guys. Okay? I'm glad to hear you guys say I have complete faith in God. That's wonderful, because that's showing you with your greatest power. When you have faith in God, when you know that you are God. I'm not talking about a religious God, guys. I'm not talking about a God in the Bible. I'm not talking about a God in a book. Okay? I'm not talking about man's God. I'm talking about the true God, your heavenly parent that's in here. Okay? God is inside and God is outside, right? But that is the true God. So there's still a lot of teachings that surround that as well too. But I won't get into that right now because it is about chord removal healing. But nonetheless, this is what I want to share with you guys as well too, because some of you basically concerned about tumors and such like that. But like I said, when you're doing chord removal healing, you're clearing out a timeline. You're clearing out the timeline that was causing you to emotionally fuel that tumor. So you're not emotionally fueling it anymore. So now you work in your own way that to naturally eliminate that tumor further if you want, or you can just leave it be. And if you leave it be and you're not feeding anymore, that tumor is going to naturally disappear. I can guarantee you that. Okay? If you're not feeding any worry to it, if you're basically cut that cord altogether, you can just leave it alone. The tumor will naturally take care of itself, right? You can even say, Spirit, take care of this. And Spirit will. Okay? Based on your faith. It's very important. Okay, guys, we're out of time for today. So again, I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so we're going to start a half hour earlier tomorrow. And it's going to be a short class tomorrow, about 30, 40 minutes. And then we're going to get into New Earth Insights tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. And I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Take care and be well.